Graduates, please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to the commencement of the graduating class of 2021. I am Jamie Cruikshank, principal of Thompson Valley High School. Before we begin our graduation ceremony, I want to welcome and introduce the administrators and Board of Education members on the stage. Please stand to be recognized when you are introduced. First, our Thompson School District Board of Education, Ms. Lori Wiesda Ward. Mrs. Pam Howard. Ms. Barbara Cruz. Ms. Dawn Kirk. Mr. Stu Boyd. And Mr. Jarrett Roberts. And Dr. Paul Banks. Next, from our district administration, Dr. Mark Schaefer, our Thompson School District Superintendent. Ms. Dawn Huckabee, Chief Academic Officer of Learning Services. Ms. Tracy Stegel, Executive Director of Teaching and Learning. Ms. Charlie Carter, Executive Director of Student Support Services. And Mr. Theo Robeson, Director of Secondary Education. Finally, from Thompson Valley High School, Mrs. Carrie Bartman, Assistant Principal. Mr. Noah Haranik, Assistant Principal. Mr. Roy Trippy, Assistant Principal and our Athletic Director. Mrs. Shauna Spickard, Senior Class Counselor. Mr. Brian Kettlewell, Director of Choirs. I now invite Mr. Roy Trippy, our Senior Class Administrator, up to the podium to begin our ceremony today.
Graduates and guests, let me extend my welcome to you. My name is Roy Trippy, and I'm an Assistant Principal and Athletic Director here at Thompson Valley. Now, please rise for the presentation of the colors. Presenting the colors for our ceremony today, please welcome the Thompson Valley High School JROTC Color Guard under the leadership of Chief Warrant Officer James Eisbert and Sergeant Major Harold Johnson. Please remain standing at attention until the colors have been retired following the national anthem. Here to perform the national anthem are senior members of the TV Singers Choir Group under the direction of Mr. Brian Kettlewell.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
Please be seated. At this time, we would like to recognize those in our audience that have served, are currently serving, or will be entering into military service from our graduating class. Please stand and be recognized. We thank you for your past, present, and future service. I am humbled and honored to be able to say a few words, and let me emphasize just a few words to you today. Over the last year and a few months, we have experienced school in a way that no one could have ever imagined. We have also been wondering what will the new normal be as we continue through the latter stages of this pandemic. For example, we learned last year that spring break could actually be 2 weeks long. Dr. Schaefer, just an idea for the next couple of years? We learned that school and sports could be closed down with no in-person interactions for an extended period of time. We learned that you could still have the opportunity to attend school from home as what is now referred to as a remote learner. I would like to take a moment to recognize the time and effort that our teachers and staff put in to make these remote learning opportunities possible. If you are a Thompson Valley teacher or staff member here today, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. We learned that flexibility, adaptability, and having an eye for the big picture are attributes that are necessary in a pandemic. I would even go so far as to say these are traits that are necessary in life. The reason these traits are so necessary is that we learn things can be lost or taken away at a moment's notice. Just when things would begin to feel so right, the next COVID moment would strike. With that in mind, I want all of you sitting here today to realize two things. Number one, we never stopped learning. Let's recognize some of the ways this class has excelled academically. First and foremost, as a group, sitting in these chairs represents close to $4 million in scholarship dollars. That's deserving of a round of applause. Students, when you hear your group called or your name called, please stand to be recognized. Our valedictorian, Autumn Joe. Our salutatorian, Emma Lackus. Our cum laude graduates with a 3.7 to 3.84 GPA. Our magna cum laude graduates with 3.85 to 3.99 GPA. And our summa cum laude graduates with a 4.0 and above GPA. Our next group that we're going to recognize are our AP Capstone Diploma. To be eligible to receive the AP Capstone Diploma, students must complete 4 AP classes in addition to their regular classes. Our AP Capstone Diploma graduates for 2021 are Haley Lawton, Emma Lackus, and Autumn Joe. The next group is our Avid College Prep Program. If you were a participant in that, please stand. Seal of Biliteracy recipients. Future Farmers of America National Honor Society. Student Council and Junior Officer Training Corps. Like I said, the learning never stopped. The second thing to realize is there are some things that can never be taken away, and one of those things is your diploma. You will soon be officially recognized as a graduate of Thompson Valley High School. There is nothing that can ever take that away. Congratulations, class of 2021, and remember, once an Eagle, always an Eagle. Thank you. Now please welcome our class of 2021 valedictorian, Autumn Joe.
Before I begin, I would like to say thank you. These two words hardly suffice in expressing my gratitude, but I hope that they can convey enough. Thank you. Thank you to the teachers and staff of Thompson Valley for guiding us, teaching us, and supporting us throughout these past 4 years. Thank you to the parents and guardians for raising us, providing for us, and, let's be honest, putting up with us since the beginning. We are forever grateful for you. To my peers, congratulations. We are tired, we are burnt out, but we have made it, and that is something to be proud of. I think I can speak for all of us when I say that our senior year was nothing like we expected it to be. For me, I expected to be across the world in a cloudy country drinking hot cocoa and learning about the magic of hygge. For some, it was filled with plans of traveling and discovering places that could be their new home and the next chapter of our lives. For others, it was enjoying all of the experiences senior year would offer us: football games, late nights with friends, dances, and so much more. In the summer leading to our senior year, we spent days in isolation. Our extended spring break turned into quarantine as we heard the terms unprecedented times and new normal over and over. As days turned into weeks, turned into months, it seemed like everything was cracking and falling apart around us. Later in the summer, ash and smoke fell from the sky as our state burned, further reflecting the apocalyptic circumstances that we had found ourselves in. Cracks spiderwebbed further as we faced the stress of working to help mitigate the spread of COVID-19. Health crises were faced by many. For some, that meant unimaginable loss. The school year brought more challenges as we navigated a new world of remote, hybrid, and eventually in-person learning. Our ability to create a sense of community was fragmented at best. We all had to relearn how to do school in a world of cameras, digital classrooms, and lots of microphone debacles. Our expectations were shattered, our world fell apart, and only fragments of any sense of normalcy remained. Kinsugi is the Japanese art of putting broken pottery pieces, or fragments, back together with gold in the cracks. A reminder that by embracing the flaws and imperfections of the piece, an even more beautiful piece can be made. From our time in quarantine, we were reminded about the importance of our community. We howled in solidarity with one another and came to appreciate even simple human connections like waving to a neighbor. This is the gold in our cracks. From facing so much loss this past year, we were reminded that people, friends and family, are the most important part of our lives. Whether it was through more video calls, care packages, or other acts of service, we found ways to be supportive, vulnerable, and compassionate even when apart. More gold. From experiencing a world of digital and social distance learning, we learned that school is much more comfortable in pajamas, and, more importantly, that we can achieve and succeed in whatever environment we are put in. Gold. As we move into the next chapter of our lives, our expectations will not always come to fruition. Sometimes they will shatter, and sometimes we will crack. Amidst these difficult changes, it is easy to see the cracks without the gold, to think that we are broken, that the very world we live in is broken. I disagree with this notion, however, because some of the best people are made of wide chasms inlaid with gold, driven and strengthened by the very things that have broken or challenged them. So, as we leave this stadium and enter the world, I ask that we continue to do the same. finding beauty, potential, and motivation in the tenacity of others and in ourselves, especially in the face of great challenges. Inspired by the golden cracks that make us unique. Stay gold, Thompson Valley Class of 2021. Now, I'd like to welcome to the podium our 2021 salutatorian, Emma Lackus.
I remember in freshman year, they had a pep rally for us on our first day of school. Every adult said some variation of the same statement, that our time here will fly by and be over before we know it. As someone who couldn't help but dream of moving away and becoming independent, I hope that this was true. I'm positive that at one point or another, we all felt the same way, just trying to make it to summer each year. Each year, we pushed through challenges and setbacks. We made it through difficult classes, strenuous athletic seasons, social dilemmas, and so much more, just trying to reach the end of each school year and move on to the next as fast as we could. If everyone is feeling the same way that I am right now, then the idea of us finally reaching the end of our high school careers is surreal and a little terrifying. For most of us, Loveland is all we have ever known. In this town, we made our friends, got our first jobs, and grew into the young adults that we are today. Our final year of high school was different, for sure. Our final day as a class is ironically the first day that many of us are seeing each other for the first time this year. As we look back on the past 4 years, I know we can all reminisce on the people who have made our lives here infinitely easier. Here, we made some of our first most meaningful relationships. The separation that we face this year only makes for a much more joyous reunion. Despite the major setbacks that our classes faced, I know that we all have a lot of good things to look back on as well. These 4 years are where we have grown the most as people and created the memories and stories that we will be sharing for the rest of our lives. So, to my fellow graduates, I hope that we all spend today celebrating our grand accomplishment. Every joy and mistake, every accomplishment and defeat have created the bright-eyed and motivated people who were able to graduate here today amidst a global pandemic. Once again, a big thank you to all of our parents, mentors, teachers, and family who have been here with us every step of the way. But most importantly, I want to reiterate the fact that we should all be so proud of ourselves. The accomplishment we are completing today is the jumpstart to our futures. While we may not see each other for a while, I'm certain that the bond that our graduating class shares will be unmatched by any prior or future classes. Now, please help me welcome the 2021 faculty speaker, Mr. Mike Burkett.
Wow. Being chosen to give this address is an honor. This school has such an all-star cast of teachers, and I'm humbled that I was your selection. For those of you that I've had the privilege of teaching, you've often heard me speak about how lucky you are to be able to learn from such a great collection of educators. And to be chosen in this particular year makes it even more special. The last 15 months have been an adventure. Our schedule has been fluid since March of 2020, and all of you rolled with it. Your perseverance during this time has been beyond admirable. If you can get through the last 15 months, I'm pretty sure you can handle anything that life throws at you. So let's stop for just a second. Let's take a deep breath, and let's pat ourselves on the back for getting to this moment. As much of an honor it was to be chosen, there's also an expectation that I will give you some guidance on what to expect in the real world. People across the country are going through commencement exercises, and adults are giving words of wisdom everywhere. I know you have some expectations for me as well, so staying in perfect Mike Burkett fashion, I'm going to attempt to give you a little bit of advice and still do it in a way that is genuine to who I am and who you know me to be. With that being said, I might be the first person to give a commencement address and use a quote that is in a song by the band Rage Against the Machine. For those of you who don't know who Rage Against the Machine is, they are a band that was started in the early 90s whose sole purpose was to do exactly what they said. They raged against the machine. In one of their songs, they talk about being a renegade. Now, I can be all hoity-toity, and I can tell you that Webster states being a renegade means that you desert or betray the status quo. But to me, being a renegade is a lot closer to what Rage says. And also to me, being a renegade is a compliment. Rage states that being a renegade is a person that has their own philosophies. They are people that change the course of history, and they are everyday people like you and me. Those of you that have had me in class know this is exactly how I roll. I love my job. If you have had me in class, you've heard me say that my favorite part of each day is the walk in the morning from the parking lot to my classroom. In this short walk, I get excited thinking about which student I will be blessed to have with the opportunity to impact that day. You most likely have also heard me say that I was hired to teach and coach you. Not the adults in the stands, not the administration sitting behind me. I was hired to teach and coach you. Everything I do is for you, and to me, that's being a renegade. So my piece of advice is this: be your own renegade, and do it for the right reasons, and do it to make your piece of the world a better place. Now, here's the best part. I get to tell you how it's done. It's pretty simple. It's love. My hope is that you choose to love the people in your lives with all of the fervor that you can muster. I love you guys. I love everybody that's here today, and you know that, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to hear how you grow the renegade within you and how you go out and change your piece of the world. Now to present the class of 21, Principal Jamie Cruikshank.
Dr. Schaefer, I hereby attest and confirm that the students before you have successfully completed the requirements set forth by the Thompson School District Board of Education and are deserving of this recognition with the presentation of their high school diploma.
Greetings, Thompson Valley High School graduates. You made it. Today is a day to celebrate, rejoice, and honor each of the graduates sitting before me. We are so proud of each and every one of you who have navigated this very different and complex year. You have emerged as high school graduates who are now prepared to move forward into the next phase of your very exciting futures. Sitting among this group is the two-time state champion co-ed cheerleading team, a speech and debate national qualifier, AP scholars, a state champion wrestler, musicians, singers, artists, scholarship recipients, builders, junior ROTC members, programmers and engineers, culinary arts specialists, athletes, and dreamers. The Thompson Valley High School class of 2021 is unique and special, not because you have all experienced a school year like none other, but because you have experienced this school year with agility, grace, perseverance, finesse, and excellence. We are so very proud of you, and we congratulate you. As a group, you make up the nearly 219 graduates of Thompson Valley High School. And as an individual, what matters is the personal journey that have led you to be sitting here today. Each one of you have accumulated experiences and stories that have helped to define and shape the person who you are so far. You have learned much through your classes, your activities, and your interactions with your peers. Your family and friends have also played a major role in who you are so far today. These experiences and interactions, some happy and joyful, and others more somber or serious, are all part of the fabric and tapestry that makes up who you are as an individual. Over the coming minutes, hours, days, weeks, and months, you will continue to reflect and weigh options and decisions that lie before you. For some, that may mean embarking on a collegiate experience, while for others, it may mean entering the workforce or joining the military. Others may even seek to pause and take more time to consider next best options and future steps. No matter what you choose, know that as a community of family and friends, we stand with you and we support you. To our amazing graduates, congratulations. On behalf of our nearly 15,000 students, our 2,700 employees, our Board of Education, and our outstanding TSD community, we are so very proud of you. Please know that your entire community stands with you and alongside of you as you graduate from Thompson Valley High School. We hope that you will take your experiences, memories, and lessons learned and do great things in the world. You not only represent Thompson Valley, but you also represent our entire community. We know that you will make us proud as we cheer you on today in honor of your graduation. We wish you the very best, and we cannot wait to celebrate in your future successes. We are proud of you. Congratulations.
This is the best part. Please welcome Brian Kettlewell to the stage for the reading of the names and the awarding of the diplomas.
Presenting our first diploma, Mr. Noah Haranik. And here we go, folks. Abigail Sedelia Ali. David Anthony Anderson. Alina Lee Armstrong. Jessica Lelia Atwood. Dominique Ashley Beecher. Christopher Robert Black. Michael Harry Black. Jacqueline Marie Blanco. Kobe James Bonham. Edney Vladimir Castillo. Ana Sofia Chavez. Joseph Elijah Clevenger. Now presenting Mr. Roy Trippy. Taryn Juan Cuellar. Mason Riley Derenberger. Aiden Jacob Dernovich. Josiah Randus DeVargas. Hazel Margaret Dodge. Kodiak Brendan Eckert. Jacqueline Lee Encarnacion. David Chaparro Escarcega. Adele Joan Favela. Haley Marie Fitzgerald. Connor Lee Fuller. Kaylee Johanna Groh Escamilla. Jonah Richard Gustafson. Jesse Frederick Hammer. Robert Jackson Hemmett. Grant Ryan Harris.
Way to go, Grant.
Jacob Michael Heeman. Sage Amaya Hove. Clayton Allen Jones. Landon Dakota Kroll. Valdez Alexander Leal. Sky Opal Luce. Next presenting, Miss Jamie Cruikshank. Levi James Lucero. Quade Adam Heasley McLaren. James Howard McPhail. Thane Lee Morey. Amanda K. Morris. Destiny Desiree Pulido. Mark Jason Richards. Andrew Michael Reither. Jamili Sanchez. Owen Nicholas Scripter. Brandon Joseph Smith. Shaylee Smith. Heath Aaron Stapleton. Aiden Anthony Trujillo. Juan Roberto Uribe. Tarek David Vigu. Dylan James Vincent. Tyler Anthony Webb Cardinale. Olivia Whitaker. Ryan Douglas Winans. Liberty Paige Matas. Now presenting diplomas, Miss Erin Bender. Emma Rose Cook. Caitlin Rio Wood. Now presenting the illustrious Mike Burkett. Dylan Leroy DeVries. Leroy, dang it. Catherine Morgan Frey. Emma Elizabeth Hauks. Callie Mae Kuiper. Chloe Marie Martinez. Brendan Donald McNaught. Ethan James Payne. Now presenting Mr. Mazer Chisholm. Taggart John Hannum. Summer Elizabeth McGuire. Calvin Lee Pack. And folks, give it up for Hunter Alexander Patinella! Hunter, wait for a picture. Okay. Woo! Sarah Hope Ning Sausman. Now presenting Miss Katarina Conrad. Caden Matthew Bernard. Tyler Patrick Howell. Amanda Ann Koch. Now presenting Mr. John Cooley. Radham Lee Harris. And now presenting Miss Paula Cooney. Eric Joseph Briles. Tatum Michelle Clark. Damian Jorgensen Cooper. Emily Shayla Deckers. Now presenting Mr. Matt Crawford. Daphne Ceballos Aguayo. Kylie Dawn Hoagland. Kylie Sky Sofer. Layla Blue Sofer. Madison Avery Ziska. Now presenting Miss Kim Cronin. Travis David Abbott. Now presenting Miss Landon Croy. Jacob Cooper Bierman. Caitlin Eris Gable. Patrick Connor Lampke Daniel. Michaela K. Metcalf. Now presenting Mr. J. Denning. Brock Nelson Rutherford. Now presenting Mr. Brian Isley. Tristan Dominic Sidibaka. Cameron Ray Hannell. Gerasimos Dali Cavadas. Mackenzie Noel Lampy. Peaches Aurora Ramos Wilson. Ashlyn James Ridley. Sydney Leah Smith. Now presenting Miss Christy Goldberg. Colin Andrew Goldberg. Tanner Dustin McGinnis. Now presenting Miss Lisa Harrison. Andrew Owen Hamera. Now presenting Mr. D.J. Jurgensen. Daphne Christie Jurgensen. Now presenting Misty Jurgensen. Ashley Isel Macias Soto. Now presenting Mr. Alan Kenyon. Justin Owen Litchford. Nathan Allen Vaughn. Now presenting Mr. Brian Kettlewell. Lauren Marie Alexander. Nicholas Don Barrio. Caden Danny Carlson. Daniel Christopher Clagern. Delaney Hollyann Coble. Isis Rain Curtis. Ashton Wesley Greeno. Alexander William Lawrence. Tatiana Rochelle Torres. Now presenting Mr. J. Cloggy. Kylie Kathleen Jacobson. Now presenting Mr. Austin Colm. Jenna Leanne Kramer. Isabel Jolene Moyes. Now presenting Miss Laura Lightkovach. Autumn Johns Joe. Now presenting Miss Shirley Martinson. Robert Ethan Kincaid. And now presenting Miss Sarah Mickelson. Hunter McLean Anderson. McKenna K. Cruz. Becker Wallace L. Jacob Elliott England. Dominic Angel Mays. Eli Jean Mendoza. Derek Richard Reinders.
I did it, Mom!
Clara Leanne Stewart. Now presenting Miss Beth Moreau. John Allen Barnhill. Ethan David Bash. Jordan Arthur Bryan. James Anthony Dyken. Juan Isaiah Llerenas. Jeremy Parker Morgan. Now presenting Mr. Mike Miller. David Christopher Wild. Now presenting Miss Sam Miller. Jacob Tyler Johnson. Now presenting Miss Sarah Miller. Alexis Monique Zaraga. Now presenting Miss Christy Mutter. Ashley Taylor Alps. Bailey Addison Alps. Kylie Lynn Barker. Rachel Elizabeth Frimmel. Ashley Ann Porteous. Dakota Lacey Reed. Gabrielle Rodriguez. Caden Mayer St. Louis. Leslie de Los Angeles Torres Romero. Now presenting Miss Chris Hoare. Nicholas John Nadolski. Alexi Lynn Orr. Now presenting Miss Loris Osher. Peyton Shane Beese. Mason Robert Clough. Eddie Gonzalez Samaniego. Ellie Faye Miller. Now presenting Miss Celine Peck. Jasmine Ariana Altamirano. It's okay, she's Jordan Lynn Geppinger. Macy Lynn Lasher. Kenzie Jade Linneman. Kaylee Marie Matheson. Abby Nicole McCrimmon. Cole David Patton. Catherine Elizabeth Smith. Talia Helen Snyder. Bethany Marie T. Kaylin Mary Walsh. Now presenting Mr. Spencer Poston. Robin Adele Bilodeau. Isaac Brock Chase. Haley Jane Lawton. Emma Diane Lackus. Ethan Riley Mahan. Now presenting Mr. Laura Quinn. Harley Bogart Atkins. Mason Richard Audas. Taylor Brianne Brown. Jack Davis Eichmiller. Sage Timothy Gavin. Jackson Joseph Kennedy. Caitlin Marie Kinniston. Jonathan George Cluse. Jack Dalton Malden. Alexis K. McLeod. Now presenting Miss Sherry Robinson. Gloria Hope Oste. Kyla Michelle Justice. Kennedy Nicole Robinson. Now presenting Mr. Brian Rutherford. Abigail Mary Doyle. Haley Lene Jensen. Caitlin May Vanderhoff. Now presenting Miss Beth Shoup. Mara Catherine Bradford. Alexander James Kahn. Tyler Michael Johnson. Noah William Klenk. Kaylin Ashley Thompson. Now presenting Miss Kayla Stassi. Kyle Scott Barnhart. Addison May Klaus. Eleanor May Grodi. Ryan David Hennings. Now presenting Mr. Ryan Stallone. Thomas Edward Keating. Now presenting Mr. Trevor Tenbrink. Peyton Riley Saldana. And Jackson Lyle Thacker. Congratulations, class of 2021. Now, please let me welcome the senior class co-presidents, McKenna Cruz and Abby McCrimmon, as well as the student council president, Catherine Smith, for the changing of the tassels.
Hello, fellow classmates and families. My name is McKenna Cruz, and I have the absolute honor of speaking on behalf of my fellow senior class presidents, Katie Smith and Abby McCrimmon. To the Eagles already soaring above us today, and the ones sitting in front of us, we'd like to once again congratulate you, class of 2021, on achieving this great milestone in your lives. This year may not have been what we expected, but I think it's safe to say we made the best of it. From the day we walked in as freshmen, everyone could see we were different. Not only would we win battles in the pit and spirit days, this class just stood taller than the others, not just Jeremy, John, and Grant. This class survived the worst: COVID, new bell schedules every year, AP tests, Twitter battles, cringy TikTok dances, and the worst yet, sheesh. We came together on our own to make traditions happen. Senior sunrise, the camp out, and even prom. In today's crazy times, we, the class of 2021, have made our mark on Thompson Valley. Some of the best parts of becoming a senior is getting to sit in the front row of football games, feeling those Friday night lights on you in your crazy black and gold outfits. Jake, Becker, the overalls. We may not have lived that dream, but hey, we finally got a new field, right? But my message to you isn't about showing school spirit and dreading on what we missed out on. It's about living in the present. Today, we may all go our separate ways, but if I can urge you to take one thing from me, it would be to never forget who you are or where you came from. You have all seen in the past years how precious time can be, so take time in your life. Smell the roses, watch the sunset, take that drive to Dutch Bros, and count your blessings. Remember the happiest moments of your childhood, dancing and cheering in bliss at sporting events, or whatever it may have been, and live every moment to its full potential. With that, I'd like to invite you all, the exceptional class of 2021, to please stand. And turn your tassels. And now, at this moment, we become high school graduates together. We wish you all the best. Once an eagle, always an eagle. Graduates, please exit the field through the gate behind you where you walked in. Please drop off your gown before leaving today.